Sialan. Pas gue nunjukin muka, habis anjing. Tapi enak pakai bahasa Inggris sih bro, parah lebih enak pakai bahasa Inggris anjing. Dibanding bahasa Jawa ya. Oh ya,
You want me on your team?
ngomong sama pantat.
Just sharpen my spear.
Taruh deh. Kalau suara ganti karakter begitu kedengaran sampai sini, Bray.
Keep your eyes wide open.
Kedengaran suaranya kambing. Aduh, gimana dong? Gimana dong? Biar nggak kedengeran dong. Waduh, sulit dong. Gimana dong biar nggak kedengeran dong, kambing? Nah, udah kali ya? Coba. Parah lu. Tar lu. Gue nunjukin kamera malah DC anjing. Kayak YouTube-nya kagak suka sama gue dah. Tar lu, gue otak-atik rambut dulu yang jelek-jelek ini. Dah.
Just sharpen my spear.
Bisa gede banget, bro. Yang gitulah.
Once again, please leave them to me.
Hey, are you sure you're all right? You're scaring us.
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best.
Masalahnya, bro, suara Genshin ini gede banget. Jadi gue pengen nggak pakai headset, tapi kedengaran di mic. Itu gimana tuh maksudnya tuh? Gue tuh orang nggak bertahan sebetulnya pakai headset, anjir. 7 kali ya, 7 kali ya, 7.
Paimon coming in. Paimon coming in. Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
Anjir kok pakai Raiden sih? Ini Raidennya masa nobles, jir? Bikin malu bikin nobles. Udah gitu bukan pakai artefak gua lagi.
I'm fine.
Lo nggak tahu kan saya tadi pagi gue sekarang habis pagi-pagi buta jam 3 pagi, jam 4 pagi. Karena pengen coba begadang sampai pagi, ternyata begadang sampai pagi tuh kagak enak kayak gini. Ini apaan ini di OBS gue di tuan ada apa tuh yang merah-merah anjir? Itu apa merah-merah anjir? Hah? Oh, ayam anjir, salah anjir. Bentar kaya. Eventnya 2K Primo om, masa sih? Nge-lag lagi. 2K Primo 10 kali 11 2 aja not responding bangke. 12 kali full dong. 13 kali full ya. Lumayan aja 13 kali full mah.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it.
Ini kok
Just
kenapa
take
dah?
a breather and get your strength back.
Bentar, bentar.
We'll deal with the monsters.
Iya kalau lo beresin semua, oh. Berapa lama tuh kira-kira 1 hari penuh ya? Lihat yai gue dong, anjing.
That's
Udah
the
mulai
same
nih.
light again.
Udah mulai nih anjing, udah mulai nih. Bentar, ntar abis ini, abis cutscene ini ya. Abis cutscene ini.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right. Just feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more. Let's get them.
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
Patah-patah dan apa ya?
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high
Gak
expectations
lama kok
for
bisa
us.
lah 4 jam explore plus quest.
If the
Oh,
Almighty
cuman yang lama
Shogun is in
bolak-balik doang.
trouble,
Oke lah kalau gitu.
now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era.
Aku coba kelarin hari ini
understood
kali ya.
visions, huh?
Bentar ya. Aku lihat Yai
Nobody
Sakuramu.
knew where your
Yai
excellency
Sakura.
had gone.
Yai
We were
Miko.
starting to despair.
Pakai artefak kapan, Kai? Yai, Kai.
You're right here with us.
Gue nggak tahu
Just the
artefak
sight of
Yai.
you appearing
Lagi
before
pengapa
us
pada
once
gacha
more
Yai
has
sih? Lu kalau
reignited
free to
the hope
play
in
gacha
our
Yai tuh,
hearts.
aduh. Banyak kurangnya,
This hope
bos.
is the
Parah,
light
bos.
that will
Banyak
guide us
kurangnya.
out from the darkness.
Apaan Yai?
Everyone on me!
Udah males gua. Gua adalah salah satu Gua salah satu minoritas yang tidak mendukung gacha Yai. Nggak gacha aja.
Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Cuman kalau untuk keperluan kayak masih kurang ya itu. Buat gue pribadi sih.
Protect the almighty.
Weh nge-lag weh, kenapa nih komputer gua? Udah mulai meledak
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Weh udah mulai meledak nih weh.
Eat this
Meledak komputerku, meledak komputerku,
Access denied.
meledak komputerku.
for Rex Lapis.
Born of ice and frost.
Oh, ada WhatsApp nih.
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Iya, lagian bisa iya lagian bisa lah deklarasi sekarang sekalian. Masalahnya ntar jam 1 ada tamu gitu loh di rumah gua, keluarga besar gitu loh pada
I'm
datang.
fine. I feel
Jadi gue
much
mesti off
better
juga nanti
already.
siang lah, kira-kira jam 1 sampai sore lah, anjir. Ntar malam baru lanjut lagi. Cuman kalau aduh, kayak gue pengen cerita kayak. Gue ceritanya versi Discord aja kayak.
Truly awe-inspiring.
Ntar deh gue kirim, gue ceritanya baru ke Bang Aku doang sih. Cuman Bang Aku belum balas gitu. Si Kelly juga bilang, "Oh, jadi nggak mau cerita-cerita sekarang." Oh ya udah, marah Kelly. Enggak, bukan nggak mau cerita. Orang cerita itu baru tadi sama Bang Aku juga, dan dia juga belum balas. Ntar dah.
The monsters
Apa
will
keluh
definitely
kesah
come
gua
back.
streaming
When they
akhir-akhir
do,
ini
it'll be
anjir.
more than a few
Gua ada
rift towns
70
this time.
yae sisa 250 lagi nih, gimana?
Quickly, escort her excellency
Saranku
back to
ya,
Inazuma City.
When everyone
nabung buat
sees the
Ayato sih
almighty
Kai.
Shogun
Parah Kai,
safely
Ayato tuh
returning,
anjing. Lu udah lihat gak sih
the
leaknya
snares
Kai?
will be lifted.
Imba banget Ji.
Well, what are you?
We will stay here and guard against the monster's advance. We cannot afford to
Ultinya
let
udah
them
kayak
get any
ganyu
further.
kan. Areanya gede. Abis
We are
itu
brothers in
elemental
arms.
skillnya udah
As long as we
kayak
stick
siapa
together,
ya?
we can face
Kayak
any
catching
number
lah,
of
cuma
monsters
versi
that come
Hydro.
our way.
Nabok-naboknya ada elemental iniannya di pedangnya. Udahlah, nabung buat Ayato, lihat PP gue dong. PP apaan?
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do
PP lu.
best.
PP apa dah? Photo profile. PP apa sih? PP.
But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the almighty Shogun.
Thank you all very much. I promise you that I will create a bright... I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be...
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt
Foto
your
profile
word
ini
as
loh
long as we live.
gambar siapa? Oh, gambar Ayato. Iya, Ayato. Kecil kayak kalau dari sini kelihatannya kan lo tau live chat tuh kecil anjir.
With you leading us,
Iya,
we
gue
will
pikir
claim back
itu gambar
everything
apa anjir.
that he knows.
Glory to
Iya,
the
Ayato
Shogun.
imba, iya parah deh.
Glory to the Shogun.
They're gone.
Bagus nabung buat Ayato dibanding buat Yae mah. Yae bagus ini, bagus. Ya desain bagus ya. Kalau gua akuin sih gua nggak mau bohong ya, desainnya bagus emang. Cuman kalau
The
gameplaynya
people's
gua masih
sacrifice
nggak
has always
begitu
caused
suka
me
gua.
immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy,
Kayak Yae tuh
I
apa?
overlooked their
Ini loh apa
splendor.
kayak animasi
The grief blinded me
animasinya
to how
lama ketika
brightly
pakai elemental
they shone
skill
in their final moments.
segala macem. Itu kan salah
There is
satu
a
hal yang
day
merugikan pada
that
pada
in
saat
the
Spiral
centuries
abis
since
kan.
their
Kayak lu mau
sacrifice,
kalau mau ulti lo mau bagus,
I have dishonored
lo mesti
their
elemental
will.
skill 3 kali baru ulti gitu, agak lama gitu. Udah gitu energi recharge-nya juga 90 kan.
You could take the view that whatever I say to them is
Gitu
meaningless
deh pokoknya aku kurang
because
tuh di
they
situ
are
doang
but
sih.
disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's what counts.
Thank you for your
Coba nih,
comforting
lu
words.
pakai Ayato nih.
But
Nanti lu gak bisa kan gacha
this
nih
is
free to
my
play gacha
basic
Ayato ya.
duty as
Ini
Inuzuma's
gue ngomong
Archon.
khusus free to play aja ya. Kalau free to play
And
gitu-gitu
I
loh yang
have
kata
neglected it
duit
for
free
far
mogem
too
itu
long.
pas-pasan. Ayato lo gabungin sama Ganyu dah. Ulti Ayato sama ulti Ganyu, beuh gila
I used to
areanya
think
sama-sama
just
gede
like
kan.
that samurai,
Udah freeze
that
aja
I
gede
was
banget itu
first
freeze-nya.
and foremost a warrior.
Bret,
And my
udah tinggal
only
digampar-gamparin
duty
pakai
was to
siapa
face
kek?
whatever challenge
Pakai
came my
Ayaka
way.
kek, pakai siapa
But
kek?
what Inazuma needs more than a warrior
Gitu loh.
is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done. Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, no matter how long it takes.
Utau Ganyu Ayato, wah udah
to
tuh kayak fix
fruition.
aja broken itu anjir,
This
fix
is my
broken sih itu.
promise.
Utau Ganyu
Now that
Ayako,
we've dealt with the
Ayako
reptiles,
anjing.
this matter is
Utau
halfway
Ayato Ganyu
resolved.
tuh udah sih.
It does not appear that the
Broken
threat will
parah, anjir.
escalate for the time being.
Mel
I will leave the
Vaporize,
Tenryo and Yashiro
Continuous Match
commissions to
Vaporize,
handle the
udah.
follow-up work.
Ganyu
such as
tinggal pakai 4
investigating the
Blizzard tapi
origins
ya,
of this
Ganyu 4 Blizzard
incident
bukan 4
and
Wanderer.
tending to the root system.
Ganyu 4 Blizzard pakai LG misalkan, kalau nggak pakai energi recharge atau apalah, ulti terus biar ulti terus. Ayato juga segala macam. Halo bang, aku baru bangun bang.
But Paimon
Apa
bets
mau
her
jalan kerja?
emotions must be
Halo
all
bang,
over
aku
the
ngejar
place
event dulu nih
right
bang.
now,
Aku
huh?
cerita bang di Discord bang.
She seems to have changed a lot.
Aku cerita ke bang aku di Discord bang. Tadi bang aku kayak tidur ya tadi ya.
What's wrong, Ed?
Tumbenan pagi bang. Ada alasannya karena kan yang nonton Genshin dikit Samil. Yang nonton Genshin dikit jadi
Feeling unwell again?
pagi gitu. Begitu
My body.
alasannya. Ini sebel banget gue mah rambut gue sembiau orang potongannya bangke ini orangnya motong sebel gua.
It looks like
Begini udah jadinya dah
the
bayar
situa-
mahal-mahal.
No need.
Tidak perlu.
She is calling me. The time has come.
Makasih ya udah pada mampir ya, Bang Kayla ada tuh. Kayla, Bang Haku, Samil, makasih ya udah pada mampir.
I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What's in there?
A battleground.
Bang Ayaka kapan liran? Nggak tahu, katanya 2.6.
Where I shall sever
Tapi
ties
ada yang bilang
with
nggak
the
jadi.
past
Nggak tahu deh.
and
Ada yang
take
bilang
the
2.6
first
tapi ada yang bilang nggak
steps
jadi.
into the future.
Nggak ngerti, malah Ayato sama siapa gitu. Yang karakter barunya katanya 2.6 tuh Ayato doang. Duanya Riran, tapi nggak tahu Riran Ayaka apa Riran bukan Ayaka. Nggak ngerti sih aku. Oh iya, review ini ya, Kai. Inian lo, Kai. Ya Miko lo ya. Ya Miko pakai apa sih? Pakai 4 ini ya, 4 Fury ya. Iya sih, bagusnya itu 4 Fury sih. Kalau 2 Blizzard, 2 Gladiator, 2 Gladiator 2 ini mah jelek ya. Bentar. Ngelek, sorry ngelek. Komputer kentang, bro. Ini udah level 80 aja dah. Waduh, nge-lag parah, Jir. 1800 udah bagus, Jir. 1800. Ini bagus, Jir. Ya, senjatanya kayak tai ini biasa nih. Tahan. Tahu gua. Tapi kayaknya harusnya bisa lebih kalau senjata ini mah. Ini artefak lo jelek ya? Oh, ini wajar lah. 2 Gladi, 2 Shimenawa, 2 ini. Attack flat naik, energi recharge. Ini attack flat naik anjing. Sama energi recharge-nya. Cuma energi recharge-nya nggak tahu deh, ini naik nggak sih? Enggak ya? Attack flat kan naik 2 kali ya? Iya nggak sih? Attack flat naik 2 kali kayak ini anjir. Gue kayak Feby ya, kayak Feby Coek yang di YouTuber dia ada nilai kayak nilainya itu dari 1 sampai 5 ya. Kalau 3 itu nggak bagus, nggak jelek, bisa dipakai, bisa diganti. Bisa tetap dipakai, bisa diganti. Kalau 4 itu udah lumayan bagus, udah bagus, tapi kalau 5 itu udah perfect gitu loh. Berarti ini gue nilai 3 nih. 3 nilainya. Bisa diganti, bisa enggak, terserah. Tapi bisa dipakai kok. Terserah. Ini berapa? Ini, aduh, ini Kai, ini jelek banget Kai. Ini 2 Kai. Jelek. Iya, saya artefak seadanya. Ini juga, oh ya udahlah kalau artefak, kalau sekarang gue tanya Kai, kalau artefak seadanya ngapain gue review monyong? Ini bagus nih, lumayan nih. Tapi defense-nya naik, tapi nggak apa-apa, bagus aja. Palingan gue consider nggak usah ganti, maksudnya ya bisa diganti bisa enggak, kayaknya cuman ini doang sih, cuman bunga sama ini doang kayak. Ya walaupun masih kurang tapi nggak apa-apa lah, masih enak dipakai gitu. Ini 3 ini ya masih kurang nih. Goblet, jam pasir sama bulu. Ini ketolong ininya aja bangke, ketolong senjatanya aja Jir. Gue bagus, gue bener demi dah. Gue bagus kalau buat Ayakan, buat ini nih. Buat apa sih namanya? Buat apa sih kalau gue punya, kalau mending gue bisa teman-teman, gue bisa dapetin Yae nih hari ini nih. Misalkan gue dapet Yae nih. Gue ada artefaknya bagus banget, bener dah. Artefaknya aku tuh buat Yae itu bagus banget. Cuman gameplaynya aku nggak suka anjir, kayak lama nih. Artefaknya bagus nih. Nih, artefaknya ini pakai catching. Kan Yae kan naiknya crit damage kan. Nah, ini crit rate nih. Nah kayaknya naiknya crit rate ya? Ya crit rate lah. Ini kuranginnya crit rate berapa nih? Pokoknya ntar diganti lah, sesuaiin gobletnya. Misalkan nih kayak gini nih misalkan. Nih gladi nih misalkan. Kalau nggak di artefak kecil deh lah. Tuh, udah banyak nih, udah bagus tuh bunga. Kalau nggak ini nih, dua ini tuh. 2 4 3. Ini bunganya udah bagus. Ini misalkan crit rate nih buat bantuan crit rate, ini misalkan 4 ini lah. 4 Thundering Fury. Maksudnya udah bagus lah. Gitu loh, udah bagus. Dia restoration damage bonusnya udah lumayan. Nah ini lumayan, attack 14%, krita 6,6. Maksudnya udah banget temen, aku nggak mau teman-teman. Gimana ya? Begitu dah. Begitu dah. Ya dia udahlah catching aja dulu gitu. Soalnya udah kebanyakan DPS aku tuh soalnya nggak enak teman-teman. Aku caranin ya buat kalian yang player-player baru jangan kebanyakan DPS gitu. DPS cukup satu aja per elemen satu. Intinya gitu aja sih saran aku sih. Per elemen satu, jangan cuman 2 sih. Kalau saran aku tuh DPS per elemen satu. Tapi kalau untuk ini apa namanya support mah itu aja dari dulu. Bennett, Xiangling, Xingqiu doang sih. Bagus tuh kayak udah ada senjatanya, tinggal ini doang aja dibagusin dikit udah bagus itu kayak. Keren anjir dapat senjatanya. Berapa kayak? Langsung dapat kayak nggak pakai kalah-kalah kayak di senjata. Gacha kali ini nggak seru, gampang banget. Ai ini. Doain gue kayak banner Raiden besok dapat ini. Dapat Raiden C2. Nggak usah pakai menang red on tapi ya menang red off ya, tapi kalau menang kalah red on kalau kalah red off gue nggak dapet ya. Gue PT gue udah 40 lah kurang lebih. 40 kurang lebih. Bisa lah banner Raiden 70-an. Semoga ya menang red on anjing, menang red off jadi biar bisa dapat Raiden. C2.
This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance
70 sisa 25. Oh, ini enak banget ya.
Realm of consciousness.
Oke monyet.
It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Follow me.
Bentar. HP gua. Dah. Battle of Shogun.
Where do we go?
Halo Ted. Gila lo Ted. Halo teman-teman. Gue tuh sumpah gue seumur umur menang red off itu cuma 1 kali teman-teman. Sisanya tuh kalah red off terus-terusan tuh. Gue menang red off itu di Raiden Shogun. Pas Raiden gue kan C1 ya. Itu gue menang red off tuh sekali doang di Raiden. Tapi kalau yang lain-lain udah nggak pernah lagi gue menang red off anjing. Sisanya red on semua. Makanya nih kalau besok gue dapat Shogun, berarti kan gue menang red off yang kedua kalinya gitu. Moga aja menang gitu. Soalnya kan Raiden C2 tuh kayak langit dan bumi gitu perbedaannya, Bro. Beda sama Hutao C1 gitu. Kalau Hutao C1 kan cuma stamina ya. Kalau Raiden mengignore 60% aja, 60% defense musuh tuh luar biasa aja lu. Duh, nge-lag lagi not responding teman-teman. Bentar dulu. Nah, tapi kalau banner senjata gue bosen tuh. Banner senjata gue menang mulu alhamdulillah. Gue oke di senjata. Tapi kalau di karakter gue bau banget, Bro. Parah anjir. Bau minyak anjir. Mau gak dapat Kiki om, jangan Kiki lah maksudnya. Kalau kalah red off, misalkan aku kalah red off nih, semoga dapat Mona lah. Mona aku belum punya sama sekali. Kalau nggak dapat Mona dapat catching lah. Catching biar catching gue C3 biar nambah ultinya 3 level. Gitu loh. Pengen si catching sih. Sayang banget gue sama itu karakter anjing apa ya?
Paimon's dizzy. Where did we get sucked into this time? Whoa. This place.
Mirip sekali dengan Plan of Vitime ya.
Look over there. It's another A.
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait, Paimon knows that voice. Is that the puppet?
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you?
Lalu nih lagi
But have you really
sinepik.
been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait. The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse. Are you alright now?
The discomfort I was
Dulu
experiencing
Paimon gemesin banget
was
ngapa ya?
caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body.
Enak banget ngomong bosan menang di benda senjata. Sekarang aku tanya nih ke kalian yang nonton saat ini ya. Kalian mendingan hoki di benda senjata apa hoki di karakter?
Once
Aku
I
nanya nih.
started entertaining the
Mendingan
idea
kalian
of change,
hokinya di benda senjata apa
became
karakter?
hostile in
Aku
her
pengen tahu
eyes.
pendapat kalian aja
but
gitu.
inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this.
Wah, tumben siang iya nih Wardana.
Hey,
Soalnya kan yang nonton di Genshin tuh dikit, jadi aku pasangnya pagi sama siang. Malam tuh biar bocah-bocah, bocil-bocil game-game nostalgia.
No. The Shogun herself
Mending menang semua
is
om
the
ya. Maksudnya
manifestation of my
lebih
past
prefer mana?
ideals.
Pasti ada lebih prefer
The
gitu.
very
Mending senjata apa
foundation
karakter.
stone of
Kan orang
eternity.
beda-beda kan.
It shall not be
Tapi
easily
kalau yang bagus sih
swayed.
sepaket sih emang.
I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something?
Ayo mana nama subscriber baru? Siapa subscriber baru Jir? Kamu. Makasih ya Warda ya. Halo Bang, halo.
The best for Inazuma.
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that
Nih gue menang Red
constitutes
Off 3 kali
the
berturut-turut
Shogun.
nggak ada senjata tapi nggak apa-apa. Senjata
It
bintang 4 kan
inherits
banyak
A's pain,
opsinya.
the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward.
Rata-rata tuh ya orang tuh
So too
pengen
does the
gacha
inherent
karakter tuh karena
determination to
pengen
reach
dapat
eternity.
gameplay baru, ya nggak sih?
Every action
Gitu.
undertaken
Pengen dapat
is for the
gameplay
sake
baru
of resisting
padahal
erosion.
kalau menurut aku tuh semua karakter tuh sama. Cuman
Determination,
kadang ada orang-orang bosen, oh ada karakter baru, aku pengen
love,
coba lah gini-gini
hatred.
gitu. Kalau
All
senjata tuh
these
kayak
will be
melengkapi
degraded
aja
and
loh.
distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice but to overcome.
Di sini ceritanya
You
sedih
wish
ya
to
nih.
make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A. In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni Maiden was cut down and disgraced.
Tadi perasaan gue pakai pedang, nah kenapa gue kayak gini aja
Blade
jadi?
has been cleansed of her blood
Pakai
and
artefak
filth.
yang mana nih?
Never
Artefak dari sono? Apa artefak dari punya gue? Yas Tuhan, gue. Aduh bapak, pakainya beginian.
Shine down. Be gone.
Ini tombak dua-duanya anjir.
Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal. Kitty, sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered.
Curang banget anjing, di stekannya penuh bangsat. Gue stekannya kagak. Wah, babi.
Torn to oblivion! Your verdict is decided. This one, a fleeting shadow. Shine down!
Itu di belakang lo bulutannya stekannya penuh, gue kagak penuh. Oh, bangke.
Be gone! Now you shall perish! The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds.
Iya pak, paham pak.
There shall
Bentar aku
never
fokus
be
dulu teman-teman.
another. Never, for the rest of time. Stillness transcending. Illusion shattered. Be gone! Absurd! Shine down! Torn to oblivion! Weak! Pathetic! Illusion shattered! Absurd! The eye sweeps the lands! Now you shall perish!
Pedang pasang tombak.
Emptiness.
Halo bang, halo Markiat. Datang lagi
Have you
Markiat aja.
finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
Boneka.
In this realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living beings, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna be a never-ending battle?
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking.
Pamit om, nanti balik lagi ya. Kayak makasih udah mampir. Kayak bang, lu perlu Kazuha nggak? Enggak.
If I don't do this,
Lebih ke Ayato
the
sih sekarang.
Shogun's rules can never change.
Kazuha aku
And
enggak.
Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times we must fight, I will defeat her.
Lalu apa yang akan terjadi pada Inazuma setelah itu hal itu?
500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to fear. I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of
Sampai teman-teman ya, aku baca-baca
I
story
vow
dulu ya.
to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. Please, be my witness. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Lah, dia mau ribut itu beratus-ratus tahun anjir. Kalah lah lawan boneka. Kalau punya kekuatannya sama-sama, boneka nggak ada stamina, dia ada staminanya anjir. Si A nggak boneka nggak kenal lelah, si A kenal lelah. Lama-lama mah ya udahlah, nggak jelas kayak. Ini kita harus lapor ke Miko berarti ya? Miko. Iya Miko ya. Tapi kalau untuk kalian tuh ya, yang tadi Samil tanyain tuh Kazuha, kalau mau di pull aja bagus kok. Itu karakter worth it nih, bagus banget. Pull aja. Untuk kalian. Tapi kalau aku tuh kayak nggak butuh gitu loh. Aku pakai headset deh soalnya nggak kedengaran
Looks like
suaranya.
we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever?
Kecayai buang nggak anjing?
She was making sense, and maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still,
Enggak gacha, gua pengen Raiden C2 dik.
right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. on, brain juice, don't feel Paimon now! Okay, maybe if we both ram into it at the same time really, really hard.
Lucu banget Paimon, heran gue.
Paimon nearly forgot about her. Who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm plane thingies more than we do, but there's no one else we can turn to. Alright, up the mountain we go.
Talk to the Electro Archon whenever you are troubled. What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Emang Raiden cocok sepati sama Utau? Cocok kok.
Next on
Meledak-meledak.
the agenda,
Cocok bang, tolong beri saya alasan buat gacha Raiden.
Someone's
Tata,
not in the
aduh.
best of moods.
Sabar.
Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you.
Alasan kamu gacha Raiden pertama, dia Archon. Seperti yang kalian tahu, Archon itu di setiap negara tuh OP, Venti. Waktu belum ada Kazuha atau apa, dia crowd control. Gila bagus banget, gede tuh areanya. Zhongli tanker. Mana ada tanker yang ngalahin Zhongli sekarang? Belum ada. Zhongli shieldnya bertahan 20 detik. Ya kan? Tapi cooldownnya cuma 10 detik. Tuh kurang tanker apa Zhongli. Raiden, dia tuh bisa jadi baterai. Raiden tuh bisa jadi baterai tim-tim yang lain, bisa jadi tuh sebari kamu main karakter yang lain, kamu bisa memenuhi stacknya Raiden. Ketika stacknya udah penuh, sakit banget bro. Gua tuh sekali ulti tuh 100.000 coy. Raiden tuh kalau kritikal ya, pakai Bennett itu juga 100 ribuan. Pokoknya intinya dia jadi baterai yang lebih apa, yang lebih inian itu, yang lebih intinya tuh dia jadi baterainya itu loh, Samil. Baterainya itu kalau Raiden C0 C1 ya, kalau C0 C1. Tapi kalau udah ketika C2 itu udah beda, jauh beda, kayak langit dan bumi bedanya. Nah, kalau Raiden C0 C1 Raiden C0 C1 tuh lebih ke sub DPS, kayak dia off field kayak. Tugasnya Raiden di situ cuman damage kecil-kecilan sama ngisi baterai teman-temannya, ngisi energi recharge teman-temannya, tapi untuk damage masih biasa aja gitu. Nah, Raiden C2 itu Raidennya nantinya kamu bisa jadi full DPS. Kayak Raiden kamu bisa jadi DPS yang luar biasa gitu, kayak full DPS. Yang tadinya C1 sub DPS, pas udah C2 langsung jadi full DPS gitu loh. Gitu deh pokoknya gacha aja deh, susah dijelasinnya aku juga, Mak. Menang banyak nih Raiden.
I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile.
Zhongli alhamdulillah menang Red Off kemarin.
Ya,
Aduh, enak banget ya. Abang Wisnu sange sama Kaori, jelas lah. Kok jelas sih? Enggak, Jir. Enak aja Dennis.
Do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's she.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure.
Aha, you're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there. So
Pikiran Bang
you
Wisda
tell
enak
me,
buat malam ini. Oh, enak lah
what is it
makan-makan ntar
like?
aku malam ini. Makan lagi ayam goreng.
Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all. First things first, follow me to the entrance.
Bentar ya teman gue nanya Yunjin apaan sih?
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe. By the protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura bloom eternally.
If you lie,
Bentar ya, aku lagi mikir nih, mau jelasin ke teman aku biar nggak salah.
the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe. By the protection of the Electro Archon, see that he stays safe. Of the sacred Sakura bloom eternally.
It's so nice to de-stress.
Protection of the Electro Archon. May the blossoms of the sacred Sakura see that he stays safe.
If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Kalau mau kalah di Raiden makin bingung saya Kazuha atau Ayaka atau meta waifu.
We're way behind schedule.
Ayato aja, Ayato.
Next on the agenda.
of the sacred
Ayaka juga perlu sih. Kalau aku Kazuha tuh perlu nggak perlu sih teman-teman. Tapi kalau Ayato tuh sama Ayaka tuh penting sih. Mereka tuh sama-sama bagus, dan gitu sama-sama bagus di elemennya gitu. Ayaka bagus di Cryo, Ayato bagus di Hydro, kayak ya gitulah. Tinggal tentuin lah party kamu butuhnya apaan Samil. Kalau party kamu butuhnya ini mah
Now then, I always
ambil
have
itu
my ways.
gitu-gitulah.
It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's
Stay
familiar,
halal brother, yo,
so
stay
I
halal
can
brother.
sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there. What?
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, time I'd stand here then. You two can go in.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
Itu udah ada Cilde. Aku aja ada Cilde pengen ngambil Ayato anjir. Katanya nggak mau PS game sama voice. Kan ini restream, Kel. Tadi tuh ada teman gue, Kel. Nggak enak gue pakai voice. Jadi gue baru pakai voice restream nih. Restream gue udah pakai voice.
Parad's had it up to here with both of you. Fine.
Lagi pula aku nggak udah sombong.
Oh. Well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough
Ya
will
udah aku
can
lanjut joki
prevent
lagi.
you from
Oke.
being swallowed by the
Joki apa
giant
anda, Kel?
waves of abstract
Semangat, Kel.
space.
Thank you udah
Only
mampir
if
ya.
you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right
No.
destination. Well then, the door is open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake and for Inazuma's, please, bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing.
Paimon panik anjing.
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Let's go. Chitsana kata wo narabete aruita nande mo nai koto de warai
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
sepi bang. Ya makanya aku live streaming pagi sama siang gara-gara sepi, tahu aku. Itulah kenapa aku live streamingnya pagi sama siang. Suara Paimon bahasa apapun tetap KW, dia bahasa apapun tetap KW aja, dia lucu deh.
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years? This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel, the conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? So you're finally willing to... Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of the nations. The energy they consumed, great
Wah anjing, unlimited ultinya.
and turn day into night. And the will they demand, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever. Shine down. Witness the final calamity.
Pengelek langsung aja.
Illusion shattered. Perish. Inferior. Eternity is in my hand.
Buset Susano, oh iya anjir.
This is the end. You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future, and you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto,
Ya aku
you
goblok.
have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The
Anjas.
duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness.
Nama Makoto anjir.
I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces.
Makoto?
I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me.
But... you never mentioned this to me.
Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness.
Did you know what was about to happen in Conria?
I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way.
Don't look down on me.
See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh?
Is it really?
Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within.
When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
Sedih jing ceritanya. Sian nih si E. Boneka mana bisa mungkin menang lawan pembuatnya. Kadang ada boneka yang menang lawan pembuatnya. Ini Skaramus kan dia kan bonekanya E juga. Lah gue sedih amat makanya. Sian si E. Dia tuh itu sedih dia. Sebenarnya dia pengen nangis itu, cuman dia nggak mau nunjukin aja. Dia orang kayak gitu, jir. Tipe-tipe cewek kayak gitu. Pemberani dan berasa kuat. Padahal mah apa mengek-mengek juga, bro. Anjir, siapa tuh bangke? Halo. Ada yang subscribe ya? Aduh, ya layarku begini lagi. Maaf ya, aduh, siapapun itu makasih yang udah subscribe ya. Aduh, ya. Aku tuh kadang tuh ya, kadang komputer aku tuh kayak ini loh, kayak ngehang gitu-gitu, nggak bisa diapa-apain. Ini kayak ini loading gini nih, kadang ngeliatnya kan lancar. Di aku ngehang, bro. Kayak gitu. Jadi siapapun yang tadi udah subscribe, makasih ya. Bentar, aku lihat siapa yang subscribe deh.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past.
Oh, nggak keluar aja. Kok nggak keluar, Jir? Subscribe. Oh, subscribe-nya gue matiin, bray. Dongo banget, Jir.
No matter what you make of
Ya
it,
udahlah.
it's quite incredible.
Siapapun yang subscribe tadi, makasih ya. Aku tadi subscribe-nya aku matiin. Goblok, aku kepencet aja tadi. Sorry. Maafin ya.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
A place where time is meaningless
Katanya no face
cannot be
cam.
understood with
Ini kan di
ordinary
Restream.
So
ini-
that was the turbulence I was sensing.
Ini Restream. Tadi tuh ada teman aku. Temen aku tadi mampir pagi-pagi datang cerita-cerita. Teman dekat aku, teman dekat dari aku kecil, dari aku SD sampai sekarang masih temenan, dia datang cerita-cerita. Ya makanya aku tadi nggak enak. Dia udah balik, aku Restream gitu.
Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, her solution is what saved us all. Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
Kok pakai katanya kok pakai dub Inggris sih? Aku kalau story tuh lebih suka dub Inggris sebetulnya. Kalau berantem biasa baru pakai bahasa Jepang deh. Soalnya aku suka bahasa Inggris, Bro. Kayak misalkan nih kalau karakternya ngejokes apa-apa tuh dapat gitu loh. Aku ketawa juga, misalkan ada jokes dalam bahasa Inggris aku ketawa juga. Kalau bahasa Jepang tuh aku nggak malas susah ketawanya, Bro. Kalau bahasa Jepang mending nonton anime deh. Anime kan kelihatan tuh ekspresinya segala macam. Kalau dia kan Genshin kayak mukanya kan agak datar ya. Ngomong juga biasa aja, paling mata doang yang berubah dikit-dikit. Kalau anime kan banyak gitu-gitu. Makanya aku lebih suka Inggris.
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing the location was not sufficient.
Kalian belajar juga sih, iya betul.
Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries
Ya nggak
past.
hang anjing. Oh udah nggak.
Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing.
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of
Apa yang
shogun?
gue screenshot, Jing? Aduh, gue tapi minimize
Actually,
lagi.
no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future.
Itu tadi mukanya lucu banget, gue lupa. Gue kemarin nonton ini juga storynya yang kayak gini nih, orang nih pas batik kayak gitu. Itu mukanya lucu banget, Jir. Nah, aku lupa, aku niatnya nih lah streaming ini pengen full screen dulu, abis itu screenshot, abis itu buat jadi wallpaper. Aku lupa anjir, masih mode ini, masih mode minimize, masih kayak gini modenya tuh. Ah, udahlah, biarin dah.
After that,
Udah lupa.
I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
Woi, nge-lag, woi.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma.
Nggak ikut nonton Goten kemarin, udah tamat itu. Nanti lanjut lagi ya, beda lagi. Tamat.
Abolishing the Sakoku decree has a myriad of implications. For example, I can foresee the outside world posing a threat.
Hey, you're thinking about this all so conscientiously. I've only got as far as wondering whether I'll be able to...
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma. Makoto's gaze was always fixed on the people of Inazuma. But now, I see that hers was a gaze full of...
If the people of the past deserved the god's attention, then...
Indeed. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma. But to put it bluntly, it was faced with an endless battle. I had to remain focused at all times. Safe to say, were it not for my previous experiences in combat, my skill... And through it all, many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma. But I am prepared for them. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I will be sure to remind the Tenryou it's not only the monsters that I am worried about.
That's a tough one, all right. There's plenty...
Since you clearly understand, many challenges still lie ahead for...
Yai Miko said nothing of the sort. And the Traveler has some nerve making up spurious claims about her while she is still present. Some words are not to be passed on, trust me. You don't want to know the cost of betraying me. Just think of the things I said to you as our little...
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Ooh, I suddenly want some fried tofu.
Many challenges still lie ahead.
Main ulang, udah aku install game Goten anjir.
Something's come up?
Jangan ide dulu, foto dulu, kecing. Ah, kamu mah. Tengah-tengah pasti tengah-tengah pasti tengah-tengah. Nah, ini tengah-tengah. Kok turun, Jir? Agak kanan berarti. Ya, kok diliatin? Jangan diliatin dulu. Miko. Goblok, jadi liatin dulu kamu madep depan. Nah.
By the protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the
Ah,
sacred
gitu deh.
Sakura
Nah, gitu. Cheers.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have
Bentar ya, aku agak nge-lag dikit nih, agak nge-lag dikit. Aku pengen full screen dulu bentar ya. Pengen full screen dulu. 1080 ini kan aku live streaming di sini kan. 720 aku pengen ini full screen dulu ya buat screenshot doang. Maaf kalau udah nge-lag, kalau agak nge-lag ya. Biar bagus, biar sesuai sama layar PC aku. Biar sesuai sama layar inian aku. Layar apa? Layar komputer.
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Wih. Ini apa sih nih? Oke, udah. Makasih. Main ulang Electro Family, ya jelas lah Electro Family apa?
Come on, enough
3
procrastinating.
karakter bintang 5 di game ini ya. Bentar.
by the protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura bloom eternally.
Bentar, ada kerjaan. Aku ada kerjaan. Aku di chat kerjaan aku kantor bentar ya.
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
By the protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura bloom eternally. See that he stays safe. Protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura bloom eternally.
Bentar, ada kerjaan aku di kalau Red of Electro Family, aduh. Ya aku sekali lagi sama kalian, aku minta tolong ya, doakan aku dapet. Ini kan aku goblok anjing, air tumpah. Enggak. Ini kan di sini ya, di sini nih aku
May the blossoms of the
duh nge-lag lagi.
Sakura bloom
Ini udah gak kuat ya komputer gue, mau istirahat deh. Udah nge-lag tuh, udah lemot-lemot tuh. Nih, kayak ini nih. PT aku ada di 40-an ya. Semoga kalau menang Red Off Aku dapat Raiden lah. Nanti kan aku gacha Raiden. Kalau kalah doain dapat catching deh ya. Kasian sih Yayang gue nih anjing C3. Gue pengen kok ini crownin dia anjir. Halo, selamat full crown kamu. Semoga dapat C3 ya, C6 ya. Semoga sampai C6 ya. Kalah red off dapat C6 ya. Amin ya. Aduh. Semoga dapat C6 catching. Amin. Amin 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 amin. Amin amin Allah. Amin amin amin. Kamu artifa kamu udah bagus-bagus. Masa kamu nggak C6 sih? Ayolah. Bisa ya? Ya. Yuk kita senyum dulu dong. Sekali lagi. Ya, C6 ya. C6 ya. Datang ya, pulang ya. Dadah. Jangan gaya dulu, catching foto dulu sama satu-satu, berdua-dua. Hoi. Nah, gitu dong. Nah. Kan cantik kelihatannya. Nih sama E belum sama E. Ayo. Gitu dong. E-nya merem enggak? Udah. Udah. Nih Pak, aku beri hoki gajaku asik. Kalah red off, please dapat catching anjing. Ya. Saya ini karakter bintang 5 pertama aku yang udah carryin aku dari awal aku main Genshin, teman-teman. Makanya aku sayang banget sama dia anjir. Orang pada ngeremehin catching ya, padahal spare habis aku pakai catching terus anjir. Aku tuh nyari senjata buat dia nggak ada dapat lihat nih. Aku kan ini ya. Aku kan gacha senjata kan hoki ya. Kalau kalian nih hoki, tapi ada satu senjata yang aku nggak hoki. Senjatanya si Ayaka tuh. Kagak ada aku senjata pedang. Ini pedang energi dicas buat caking buat apaan tuh? Kagak ada pedang yang buat DPS tuh. Nih, senjata signature Fenty aku punya. Senjata signature Ganyu aku punya. Senjata signature Childe aku punya. Senjata signature Raiden aku punya. Senjata signature Hutao aku punya. Senjata signature si Ito sama Noel punya. Ini buat support nih, nggak usah dipenuhi. Senjata signature Xia punya, Zhongli punya. Ini ada lagi Skyward. Aduh. Kayak gitu-gitu loh, hoki loh. Maksudnya yang buat si pedang tuh nggak ada. Kasihan banget dia anjir. Ini Teddy nih.
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
Blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Nah, kalian aku off dulu kali ya. Kalian mau aku off apa aku diemin aja ya? Aku mau ambil duit. Nggak usah nih anjir. Mau renovasi nih kamar aku, mau ada tamu aku. Say goodbye dong.
By the protection of the electro argon, may the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom.
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Bilang mama aku masuk YouTube, Ted. Tadi mana tadi? Bisa gacha nggak sih? Gacha sekali lah. Nggak bisa anjing. Waduh. Oh, ini bisa nih. Oh, belum anjir.
Blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom.
Perasaan katanya ada questnya banyak dah. Kok gue nggak dapat questnya? Tuh kan udah mulai nge-lag nih, komputer gue butuh istirahat teman-teman tuh. Udah nge-lag jir. Ya udah teman-teman, aku off stream dulu ya, istirahat dulu komputernya. Ntar jam 2 jam 3 aku live stream lagi ya, lanjutin Genshin dulu. Bulinya nanti malam ya sama downhill. Dadah, makasih udah mampir ya teman-teman ya. Samil, Nalda, Kayla semuanya. Ada Kayla anjing, gue baru lihat ada Kayla anjir. Gue mau ada acara keluarga nanti jam 1. Pada datang semua keluarga gue nanti kesini, keluarga jauh. Markiat semua, Denis, makasih ya. Dadah, dadah, dadah. Love you, bye.